Adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. This is a digital lesson and it uses number chips, so it's a lot of fun for the students. Now it starts with just some definitions. So to add and subtract fractions with different denominators, you need to convert one or both fractions to an equivalent fraction with a common denominator. So we're going to find the lowest common multiple of both denominators. And here it explains what a multiple is and gives an example. So the first thing students are going to do, they're going to be moving these number chips into the correct circle. So all you do to move these is just click on the edge, click and hold, and then you can move it wherever you like. So it's just asking them on slide 3 is to give the first 4 multiples of each of these numbers. So all the students have to do is, for the first one, multiples of 2 would be 2, 4, 6, and 8. So they just move those up into place. And they're going to do the same thing with 3 and 4. So they have every number they need. If for some reason the numbers aren't working, then the students know that they made an error and they need to go back and check. The next slide has an example of adding 1/5 to 4/10. So we need to find the lowest common multiple of 5 and 10, the two denominators. So the first thing students are going to do, like they did on the previous slide, is give the first 3 multiples of 5 and the first 3 multiples of 10 using the number chips. And then they're going to look and see which is the lowest number the two rows have in common. Okay, so if we're counting the multiples of 5, so you've got 5, 10, 15. Multiples of 10 would be 10, 20, and 30. So once they've got the multiples on their slide, they can look and see what is the lowest number they have in common. So it would be 10. So they're just going to type in a 10 here. On the next slide, they're going to still be adding these two fractions, and they want the denominators to both be 10. One of them's already 10, so they only need to convert the fraction of 1/5 to an equivalent fraction. And it shows them how to do that. So we want 1/5 to be an equivalent fraction with 10 in the denominator. So we're going to multiply the numerator and denominator by 2, and they get an equivalent fraction of 2/10. So now they can add the two fractions together. 2/10 plus 4/10 is 6/10. And then it shows them that they need to simplify at the end. So now they're going to divide by 2 and get a solution of 3/5. Now the next slide, we've got another addition of fractions, 2/3 to 1/2. They're going to use the number chips and show the first 3 multiples of 2 and the first 3 multiples of 3, and then they're going to type in the lowest number they have in common, lowest common multiple. They're going to take that number, the lowest common multiple, and they're going to put that here as their new denominator. So they have to convert both of these fractions to an equivalent fraction with 6 in the denominator. Once they have them converted, then they're going to add them together. And they'll be using every single number chip again. So the number chips just give the students confidence that they've done the problems correctly. And then they have a subtraction problem here. And on the final slide, they're going to be using their own scratch paper to figure out the answers. And they're just going to move the number chips to give the solution to each one. So that is digital lesson, adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators.